Okay, good morning, students. Sorry for the delay, and today we are going to discuss about fifth chapter. We'll continue the session and chapter 5, biosphere. So we have discussed about some important terms related to that topic in the last session, natural vegetation, and today we are going to discuss about human society and environment. Environment, the term, once again you please repeat, environment, not environment. Okay, environment, and the same way industries, pollutants and effluents. So these are the topics we are going to discuss today, and now let us, okay, all of you please look at the screen. I hope everyone can see the screen. Is it? Yes. Okay, students, chapter 5, biosphere, and yesterday, coniferous forest. Up to here, we have discussed what is coniferous forest, are also called taiga. Okay, another term is really entirely textual concept. Please look at the screen and write it in your running note, the important notes what we discussed related to this topic. So here, coniferous forest. What is the meaning of coniferous forest? Coniferous forest also called taiga. These forest, another term, taiga, and these forest also seen in the higher altitude. Okay, in hilly region, coniferous are the tall softwood evergreen trees. Okay, in the coniferous forest also, we already discussed about evergreen forest. It means trees won't shed their leaves. Generally, we call evergreen forest. The same way, coniferous forest also the evergreen. It seems it means trees won't shed their leaves. We can say, and the wood of the trees are useful for making pulp. It is a raw material which is used for manufacturing paper and newsprint. Okay, pulp is a resource which used for or raw material which are used for manufacturing paper and newspaper. The same way matchbox and packing boxes are also made from softwood. So some of the plants which we can see in this forest I have given there, a chief fox, mink, polar, like animals, polar bear are the common animals found here. Okay, dear students, please note it down, the important or different types of animals which we can see in the coniferous forest. At the same time, different types of plants which grow in this coniferous forest. Okay. Okay, yesterday we have discussed about all other different evergreen forest, deciduous evergreen and temperate evergreen forest, temperate deciduous forest, Mediterranean vegetation, and finally here coniferous forest. Okay, is it not sharing? Okay, so next, grasslands. Okay, next topic is grasslands. The same textual topic. What is the meaning of grasslands? We can see many grasslands surrounding your area, and some may be very tall, and some may be very short, and some may be grow in a particular climate or in a particular region. Okay, dry grasslands, some may dry, like in grasslands also we can say that deciduous and all, because some grasslands may dry in the summer. So the same way, grasslands are all area where the vegetation is mainly grass. Okay, and different countries, different names we have for these grasslands, and the same way, some of the animals only live in these grasslands. Grasslands are the one of the main pieces of that have natural vegetation. Grasslands are also usually found between drier area and wetter area. Just before I have told you the same, because in dry area it means like equatorial region or the even desert area also we can see some sort of grasslands. Okay, so both the wetter area and the drier area we can see the grass, and there are grasslands with tall grass and other with short grass scattered around the world. What is the meaning of scattered? Here and there, generally we call scattered. different places we can see over all the world. And some of the grasslands, see the grasslands actually have different names as you travel around the world. Okay, if you travel from India to any other countries, it means different grasslands has different names. So here you see in North America, grasslands are called prairies. Very important, please note it down. Okay, different countries and different types of grasslands and their names. So here in North America, grasslands are called prairies. And in South America, grasslands are called pampas, we call. Okay, pampas, space there. Okay, so in South America, pampas. In North America, prairies. Don't confuse, write it in your running note. And veld is the name for grassland in South Africa, it seems. Veld. What is another term? Veld is the name for grassland in South Africa. In the Northern Africa, you find savannas, which are tropical grasslands. So these are the different grasslands or different names of the grasslands in different countries in the world or different part of the world. Okay, so this entire the bottom part is very, very important, students. You can expect that question in the fill in the blanks, the grasslands in different countries or different regions. See, once again, North America, grasslands are called prairies. In South America, grasslands are called pampas. Wells in South Africa, and in North Africa, you find savannas. These are the different grasslands found on the earth. Okay, so now let us see some of the important grasslands which found other than this. See here, first one, tropical grassland. The same way we have discussed about different types of trees or forest we have discussed. Yes or no? The same way here in grasslands also we have different classification. Mainly this tropical grassland, temperate grassland, thorny bushes, and the same way tundra vegetation. One more you have tundra vegetation. You know where is tundra region? It is the poles. Okay, so North Pole and South Pole generally, especially North Pole, we call tundra region. There also we can see some sort of plants that come under tundra grasslands. And once again, tropical grasslands. Grasslands can be divided into four actually: tropical grassland, temperate grassland, thorny bushes, and tundra vegetation. So please note it down. And now let us see what is this all grasslands. These occur on the either side. What is that? Tropical grassland. You know where is tropical region? Okay, so where these occur on the either side of the equator and extend till the tropic, this vegetation. Okay, either it means closer to the tropical area, grows in the area of moderate to low amount of rainfall. It means moderate climate. Or you know the meaning of moderate climate. Okay, what is the meaning of moderate climate? There is no major change in the climate. There is no extreme changes in the climate like other region. When it go too far away from the equator line, you know that in the polar regions we have extreme, like too cool we can say. Okay, and north and south the same. Here the grows in this area of moderate to low amount of rainfall. And the grasses can grow very tall, about 3 to 4 meters in height. We are discussing about tropical grasslands. Note it down this because you may get only one term. Explain about tropical grasslands. This answer enough. Okay, about 3 to 4 meters in height. And the same way they can, the grasses can grow very tall, about 3 to 4 meters height. They cover much of Africa as well as large area of Australia. Okay, Africa and a large area of Australia, South America and India. Okay, these all the countries which cover like this type of grasslands cover. And elephant, zebra, giraffe, deer, leopard are common in the tropical grasslands. Some of the animals which live in these grasslands, once you see, okay, these are the animals live in these tropical grasslands. What are the animals? Elephant, zebra, giraffe, deer, leopard are the common in tropical grasslands. Tropical grasslands are also home to some of the largest land animal on the earth. Okay, this is all about tropical grasslands. One thing you have to remember here, where these tropical grassland located And second one is like how many countries, in different countries where we can see these type of grasslands more, and what is the height of the grasses in these grasslands. 3 to 4 meters, in the sense almost like height you can say, yes or no? And the south, like it found in South America, India and Australia. Okay, so these are the Africa, so these are the countries. Okay, so this all about tropical grasslands. And coming to temperate grasslands, temperate grasslands are located in the middle latitude. Temperate grasslands are home to many large herbivores. You know what is herbivorous? Herbivorous in the sense the animals which eat only plants. Some of these include bison, gazelles, zebras, rhinoceros, and wild horses. These are all the animals, because in these grasslands we can see only herbivorous. It is located in the middle latitude. Okay, so next, temperate grasslands are composed of rich mix of grasses and underlined by some of the world's most fertile soil. And this land, very good fertile soil it seems. Okay, where in the temperature grassland, which allows these small plants or shrubs to grow there quickly. At the same time, temperate grasslands have a temperate continental climate, which is cooler than savannas. Okay, which is cooler than, what do you mean by savanna? Like where it is plain in the tropical region. Okay, so in the tropical region we can say. So when we compare that, this particular area is climate which is cooler than savanna. It means equatorial area. The plants which grow in equator line or equatorial region. Temperate grasslands can be divided into tall grass area and short grass area. So this all about, tell me, temperate grassland. Next is thorny bushes. Thorny plants. Where we can see these thorny plants generally? Thorny plants we found in desert area generally. Small leaves we can see on the grass or plants. These are found in the dry desert-like region. Thorny bushes. Tropical desert are located on the western margin of continent. The vegetation cover is scarce. Scarce means less amount of vegetation we can see there, because it is a desert area. Generally, we can say that very less rainfall and hot climate. And here, because scanty rain or less rain and scorching heat and extreme and more heat we have this region, there only we can see this type of thorny bushes. The growth of natural vegetation is very limited here. It means there is no other vegetation. Less, we have some sort of plants there. See what all that? Only mosses, lichens, and very small shrubs. The term shrubs I have explained in the last session. A small plants generally we call shrubs, woody plants. Okay, so are found here. It grows during the very short summer. This is called tundra type of vegetation. This vegetation is found. See one more finally. Tundra vegetation is nothing but the polar areas of Europe, Asia, and North America. Tundra region. So the textual content. Let us see what is about tundra vegetation. If you reach the polar region, you will find the place extremely cold. Already you have learned in the previous classes about the tundra, the polar regions, the climate of polar region. Temperature is very less. Solar radiation reaches their limit. So the same way, angle of incidence, it means like slantingly the solar radiation or rays reaches there. The growth of natural vegetation is very limited here. Only some mosses, lichens, and very small shrubs are found here, where in tundra region. In the 8th class already you have learned about the tundra region and the people who are living, Eskimos and all. Yes or no? Yes. And these grow during the very short summer, where even though it grow only very short summer they have there in the tundra or the polar region. This is called a tundra type of vegetation. This vegetation is found in the polar area of Europe, Asia, and North America. The animals have thick fur. It means hair on them and thick skin to protect themselves from the cold climate conditions. Okay, so animals, how they protect them themselves from the cold, because they have thick like fur and the same way skin to protect themselves from the cold climate condition. Some of the animals, seal, walrus, musk, oxen, Arctic owl, polar bear, and snow foxes are some of the animals found here, where in the tundra vegetation. Okay, this is all about the, once again, tropical grassland, temperate grassland, and thorny bushes, tundra vegetation, and these are the important grasslands. Okay, let us quick check once again. In natural vegetation, we have discussed about different types of forest. Okay, so one is evergreen forest, deciduous forest, temperate evergreen forest, temperate deciduous forest, coniferous forest. After that, we have discussed about grasslands. This all part of biosphere. Don't forget, this all part of biosphere, where life in the sense animals and plants. Ecosystem we have learned. Ecosystem, a community, we interact each other. That what all the living being included in that community we have discussed now. Plants, we have animals, human being, and all together we have a community on the earth. So in among one of the major diversity we can say that the natural vegetation. Yes or no? Yes. So here different types of forest and grasslands. Now let us see wildlife. Okay, just an additional information here you have about wildlife. What is the meaning of wildlife? Wildlife is an integral part of our ecosystem. Wildlife can be found in all ecosystems: desert, forest, rainforest, plain, grassland, and other areas including most developed urban sites. See, everywhere we have wildlife or animal kingdom, we can say. Am I right? Everywhere, even whatever even we have discussed about the forest, we have discussed about different grasslands, there all we can see some sort of animals live. Is it? Yes. And see, even urban sites all have distinct form of wildlife. Preservation of rare wildlife of important now. That is very, very important protection. See, importance of wildlife to maintain ecological balance, natural, and maintain food chain. So that is food chain. Already I have shown you what is food chain. Frog eat grass, snake eat frog, and eagle or all eat a snake. Like that, a cycle we have from the earth to control the what we call or balance the environment. And it has economic value. Many wild plants provide useful substances like timber, paper, gums, etc. And they also have wide applications in Ayurveda and other branches. Okay, even wildlife, some of the animals useful for medicine. We're preparing. Wild animal protects our tusk. What is the meaning of tusk? Tell me, what is the meaning of tusk actually? Yes, a long pointed tooth generally we call. Some animals have, as just an example, if I tell elephant tusk. Okay, long, once again, what is that? Long arrow. It means a long sharpened or pointed tooth we can say. And next is ivory. What is the meaning of ivory? Nothing but hard white substances composing in main part of the tusk. Polish it and make it. That also elephant we can say. Okay, so the same way leather, skin of the animal, honey from bee, like it means that also one of the insects we can say. So like that many uses we have from that is the importance of wildlife. And wildlife is the source of livelihood and subsistence. Due to extents of wildlife on the earth, humans get benefit to sustain life or long life, or in the future we have with this all I told in the in this ecosystem we have close connection, one or another depend one depend another. That dependency coordinate is all in the biosphere, or the place where we can see the life. This diversity, biodiversity enable to survive all the living beings. Wildlife plays an essential role in ecological balance, biological processes that are yet again significant to life. The normal functioning of the biosphere depends on endless interaction among animals, plants, and microorganisms. Endless interaction, or like dependency, we can say. Even food, like food itself, we can discuss about that, because like some sort of food produced by the plants and the photosynthesis process we have discussed. Main gas in the atmosphere, which is useful for the human being, oxygen. See the dependency, how plants helpful. Animals also, some of the domestic animals already you have in your home, am I right? What are the domestic animals you have, like cow, buffalo, dog, cat, okay, different, and we have different uses, many uses with that type of domesticated animals. Okay, so these are about animal kingdom, how it helps for the living being, or the biosphere we can say. Okay, so next, human society and environment. Human society and environment. Down the ages, human societies have been interacting with the environment and this process, changing it. Hunters gatherers used stone tools and tools made of wood to hunt animals and gather tubers and fruits. See, from our ancestors, already, dear students, already you have learned about our earliest people, their life. They're really nomads, Paleolithic age. And they started changing. That changes led to improve their life or lifestyle, we can say. They started using stone tools and tools made for, like, why, what purpose they have used? Hunting and gathering tubers. Tubers is nothing but digging and taking root. From root we can, like, just an example I'll tell you, potato. Okay, so they learn to use fire by lighting sticks and grass, the first source of energy to be used. Thus began the table of human endeavor. Endeavor is nothing but, what is the meaning of endeavor? Try hard to do or find something unknown. Okay, something unknown, or try hard to do or achieve something, we can say. Try hard to get or achieve something, to alter the environment or change in the environment. Okay, so they did a lot of hard work to change the environment or alter the environment to satisfy their needs. Okay, according to their needs, they endeavor or they try to get something to alter the environment. Today also still it's going on. Am I right? Yes. Because whenever we need something, maximum we try to get from even especially natural resources. Just an example, if I tell you, you can understand. You are going to construct a home. You need water. That is a basic need. One of the basic need, we can say, water. What are you supposed to do? Dig borewells or well. Am I right? Where the natural resources are available, and you are changing or altering the environment, or endeavor, or try to get it. Try to do to get something. And human being also began investigating into the nature of the environment around them in order to be able to change and use them for their purpose. Thus the building of knowledge of the environment is essential part of human being interaction with the natural world. So in conclusion, they have clearly given there what we have to do. And from fast onwards, the changes is happening. Still, it's going on. Because in coming generation, or now we are in the 24th century, we can say, even though still developmental activities is going on, new inventions, new developmental activities through this, it means human observation and human being itself, they endeavor to alter the environment to satisfy their needs for our satisfaction, for human satisfaction. We will change the environment. That is the concept here, human society and environment. And sometimes it's cause for great damage on the environment. Did you observe that? Pollution, one major thing is pollution. Environmental pollution, natural pollution, we can say, deforestation, these are all part of that. Let us come to that topics. See here, when human beings began to practice agricultural animal husbandry, they began to change their environment even more. Note that point, even more. The building of cities and the use of metal like bronze and iron further changed human interaction with the environment. Before long, people began building tanks to store water, canals to divert the water to the field, and even dams across the streams and rivers. People also built roads, connect distant places, and sail in ships and boats across seas and ocean. In this way, human societies established themselves not only on every continent except Antarctica, but over the seas and oceans too. Gradually, human population grew so much so that human being became the dominant species on the earth. So what they meant here, see, overusage here, you know, when population increases, needs also increase. When the needs increase, we will exploit more, or human exploitation on the natural resources, we can say. We will utilize the natural maximum, and like what we call part of that, we can see that the natural environmental pollution and deforestation, these all activities, and we started mining iron, gods, and changed human interaction with the environment. That like contact changed now. Before long, people began building tanks to store water, natural tanks, canals to divert. Nowadays, borewells we are using to irrigate the land. Borewell irrigation is happening in our surrounding. People also construct roads to connect distant places and ship developments you see. In this way, human societies established themselves. Not only one point they have given all the continents, not only all the continents, only Antarctica except Antarctica. It means, you know, Antarctica is not suited for human habitat because they're too much cold, cool we feel. So no one can stay there only other than Antarctica. We have like reached almost all the continents on the, or almost on the landmass on the earth. It is estimated that during BC, before Christ, it means 10,000, the time when cultivation started, the total population, see, it means Paleolithic time, very important, note down, the like you can expect in the fill in the blanks, the total population of human being worldwide was about 40 lakhs when the human being started cultivation. Later, it reached to 50 crore in 1750. 100 crores in 1800, 250 crores in 1950s, and 700 crore during population they have mentioned people during 2010. Where, how, like what is the population? 700 crore during 2010. It is estimated or predicted to reach 1,000 crore by 2100. Okay, 1,000 crores, just imagine. When it reach up to that, needs increases. Human needs, even human needs increases, we make environment suit for that. It means deforestation. Every person, you just observe in your family, if you have 4 or 5 members, each and every person wants at least like separate home. Yes or no? Yes. Wherever the trees, plants we see, we cut it and construct building. This is a situation like 2020. But when it reached 2100 and 1000 crore population expecting, this increase in population creates great pressure on the earth as well as its resources. Great water. Okay, water may not sufficient. Oxygen may not sufficient, we can say. Nowadays, freely you are breathing. Am I right? In future, people may carry the oxygen cylinder. Like how we carry water bottles now. That may be the situation. Once you imagine that situation, there is no air, oxygen for breathing. So that situation, if you imagine, you may get shocked now, because in future, like upcoming generation, they may carry one water bottle, in the same way oxygen cylinder for like breathing. That may be the situation in future 2100 when the population increases. Now 2100 situation they have mentioned, but now we have some doubt, because will it reach up to 2100? Very like what is a highly difficult question, because now you know coronavirus, and maybe in future one more virus may appear on the earth. It may like destroy all the living being maybe. Am I right? Yes, lakhs of people dead now. Population is decreasing. God released some sort of microorganisms, we can say. Am I right? In the form of corona, Nipah, or different types of viruses. But even if it is reached, we have no space. First of all, there is no water, there is no natural resources, and finally, population creates great pressure on the earth as well as its resources. This means that almost the entire earth would need to be reshaped to suit the needs of human. Reshaped, or some changes may happen on there is no forest. It means mass deforestation may occur. Okay, altogether we can say that human encroachment on the environment. Human encroachment on the environment increases. Once if it is increased, situation the same, what we discussed just before. And this process of altering the surface of the earth received a great push with the industrial revolution and the process of colonization. You know what is industrial revolution? Industries improving, or industries, when industries may develop the country, the same way destroy the nature. Am I right? Yes, because usage of water and natural resources, it leads to degrade the environment. The same way colonization, Britishers, see, like colonization and some colonies. First, let us discuss about industrial production. Industrial production needs raw materials on an unprecedented scale, and industrial countries began to search for diverse kinds of raw material and resources. Here, unprecedented, what is the meaning? Try to find out unknown things, generally we call. Try to find unknown, or it is not familiar. When industries develop, or when industrial development occur, they may find different types of resources. We get to search for diverse kinds of raw material. Generally, we call raw material. What is the meaning of raw material? It is not finished product. The material which used for making some products, generally we call raw material. And source of energy all over the globe. They explored the world and made inventories of all the possible resources, or found all the possible resources from the earth. So result is, that digging the earth, see, they dug deep wells and tried to find out what lay underneath, and also explore the space high above the atmosphere. Exploration, finding new places. The same way, digging earth and finding what mineral under the earth. Crude oil mining, coal mining, iron, gold, this all the result. Soon, systematic mining, cutting of forest, building of factories and field and road took place all over the earth. Nations began to wage wars. Okay, so once remind that wars, later wars with each other to gain control over these resources. Generally, we call colonization. Britishers came to India for what? For resources. What all the items available in our country, for that they have reached here. These changes once you observe, okay, from ancestors, and make war, try to conquer other kingdom, other places or other region. Such intense human industrial activities has profound impact on the air, water and the land around us. Let us try to think some of this. That is a conclusion here. See, this led to pollution. Industrialization caused for pollution, global warming, whatever we have learned in the previous classes. Main pollution. Pollution leads to global warming. Global warming leads to great impact on the human being or all the living being. Am I right? So this all the result, actually industrialization good for our country because it develops our country. At the same time, a systematic plan should be there to do such type of activities. Otherwise, it's a great impact gives on the living being or on the lithosphere and on the biosphere, both lithosphere and biosphere. Got it? Okay, students, and coming topics we will discuss in the next session. Lack of time, I'm going to end up the session. And once again, let me remind you, like what happens, Ishan? Feeling uncomfort. Okay, very morning, early morning, sir is going for lecturing like globalization and industrialization and pollution. Dear students, just to try to remember all these points. Okay, very simple topic. Only our understanding is essential because in this chapter already different types of forest and grasslands. Okay, so this continuation you have in the higher classes, especially in 10th classes. So you must know these different types of forest or natural vegetation. Okay, so now you have English class and all of you get.
Good morning, all of you. How are you all today? Neha, Mamata, Gautam, Shishan. Give me a smile if you're fine. Who is this Jumpy Bhavani? Good morning. Anindra. Okay, very good. Harshida. I want all of you to turn on your cameras. Let me share the screen first. So today we are going to learn a new lesson. It's a poem. Okay, here we go. Class 9 English Unit 3. Actually, this is B reading. I forgot to change that. It's B reading, not just a teacher, but a friend. Do you really consider your teacher as your friend? In the past, always the students had a fearful respect on teachers. But the situation has entirely changed now, isn't it? In the past, all the students, including me, my friends, they all considered the teacher not as a friend, but because we had a fearful respect on teachers, our teachers. But now the situation, as I said earlier, now the situation has changed. Your teachers are just like your friends. In the past, we used to receive a lot of punishment, cruel punishment from the teachers. But now that's not happening. Okay, and the aim of this lesson is to make you understand the importance of school life and education. As I told you, education and school life, this is one of the best parts in our life. Because in our future, when you are getting aged, you are going to remember your school life, your school friends, and what remains with you all the time, the education remains with you all the time. And our today's agenda is introduction, vocabulary, explanation, homework. This is the usual thing, isn't it? In case of glossary, the first word is trust. What do you mean by trust? Trust, it means believe. I believe you. I trust you. I don't believe you. I don't trust you. Trust, it means believe. Hide. Put or keep something in a place where it can be seen. So your mother, she usually hides laddus or some sort of sweets from you, because whenever you see the sweets, you will take it and eat. Your mother want to keep it for some more days maybe. Then she hides it somewhere else because she doesn't want to make you see that. The next word is fade. Something becoming paler or less bright. Fade. Your face is faded. It means you are not happy. You are not happy. That's what it means. Okay, here we go with the lesson. The lesson is titled as not just a teacher but a friend. The most important thing that you have to understand from this poem is that this poem has been written by an anonymous person. Anonymous person, it means that he doesn't want to reveal his true identity. We don't know who has written this poem, but this poem is an excellent poem. It is written by an anonymous person. Anonymous person, it means that he doesn't want to reveal his true name. He doesn't want to reveal his identity. Shall we start the lesson? Okay, it's a very simple poem. There is nothing more to worry about. Not just a teacher, but a friend. I had nowhere to turn, had nowhere to go. When a student enters into a school, what happens? He had nowhere to turn, had nowhere to go. When he comes to the school for the first time, he's getting confused, he's getting worried. He doesn't know what to do in a school because it's a new atmosphere for him. This is just something I think you need to know. Here, you, it means the teacher, the child wants to make the teacher knows that he had nowhere to turn, had nowhere to go. When a student comes to the school for the first time, he is getting confused. He doesn't know what to do. That's why he wanted to make the teacher know what sort of problems he is facing. In a school, the child may be facing a lot of things in the beginning. First day, second day, third day. After 1 week, the child may be okay, getting acquainted with the circumstances. That is the most important thing when you reach a new place. So when you were brought to a school, the same thing happens. You may be insulted in a school by your friends. You may be bullied. You may be humiliated. But who comes for your help? The teacher comes for your help. The teacher exactly knows what feelings you have. So when you reach a school, what happens? You don't know where you have to turn or where you have to go. Here, I had nowhere to turn, had nowhere to go. So these lines were said by the child. So this poem is written on the basis of the child's point of, I mean, a student's point of view. This is just something I think you need to know. You have to understand. I want you to know that I am facing these sort of problems in a school. I don't know what made me trust you. So there is no reason for what. I don't know what made me trust you. So even though the teacher is a stranger person in the beginning, so the student believes him. The student trusts him. The student is going to tell all the troubles that he is facing or he is experiencing. I still remember the day when I told you what I have been through. I still remember the day when I told you, when a student said to his teacher what he has been through, whatever the problem he has been facing in a school. As I said to you earlier, you might be bullied in a school, you might be insulted in a school, you might be getting punished by your teachers, you must be humiliated in a school. So all these problems you can discuss with your teacher. Consider your teacher as your best friend. That is the most important thing. I thought I should run away, go hide in a hole. In the beginning, the student had a feeling like running away from the school, go and hide in a hole. He wanted to make the teacher knows that he didn't have anybody with him. But then you really brought out my true soul. Then you came. So when the child had nowhere to turn, had nowhere to go, when the child wanted to run away from the school, when he wanted to hide in a hole, then who came to help him? The teacher comes to help the student. The teacher is giving him the strength to face his troubles. The teacher is going to comfort the child to face whatever troubles he is facing. Okay, so once again, let me read that stanza. I had nowhere to turn, had nowhere to go. This is just something I think you need to know. I don't know what made me trust you. I still remember the day when I told you what I have been through. I thought I should run away, go hide in a hole, but then you really brought out my true soul. So this is what happens when you enter into a school for the first time. So always you are getting confused, you are getting troubled in the school. It's entirely a new atmosphere for you all. So even though you have been facing a lot of troubles in schools, even if your friends are not coming to help you, who is always in your side? The teachers are always in your side to comfort you, to give you strength to face the troubles, to give you good education. So not just a teacher, but a friend. This title itself is giving you a good message, isn't it? Nowadays you can consider your teacher as your best friend. As each day grew longer, so when the days are passing by, as each day grew longer, our trust became stronger. So months may pass, years may pass, then what happens? The trust, the bond between the teacher and the students becomes very, very stronger. Maybe you may be getting out of the school after 10th class. If you have a good connection with you, a good bond with your teacher, you will be keeping that relationship alive. Your teachers are always there to help you, always there to give you good advices. Each time I wanted to cry, maybe you may be facing a lot of troubles. You may be wanted to make a cry. You wanted to cry. You stayed there right by my side. So here, the teacher is there to stay right your side. So this stanza, it's also very simple stanza, isn't it? There is nothing hard, difficult to understand. As each day grew longer, so maybe the first day you may be troubled, the second day you may be troubled. Slowly you are getting acquainted with the circumstances and you are coming to know that the teachers are there to help you. Each time you wanted to cry, the teacher stayed there right by your side. So here, no teacher is going to harm you. They are not going to humiliate you. They are not going to hurt you. Their main intention is to help you. Their main intention is to make you a successful person. So whenever you wanted to cry, the teacher is there to help you. The teacher is there to make you get out of that trouble, get you out of that trouble. Then I moved to the next grade. Maybe from 8th class, you reached 9th class. Then you may be thinking that my old teacher, she or he was very good. When you are reaching the new class, what happens? Boy, was I afraid. The student was very afraid. Why he was afraid? That our trust, here our trust, it means the trust between the student and the teacher would slowly fade. Here it means the trust may decrease or the trust become paler. but I was wrong. We are still strong, even though you are getting out of the school, even though you are going to the next grade. The bond between you and the teacher will still be very strong. The teacher will never forget you, and you cannot forget your teacher as well. Am I correct? Yes. Here, see one more time the stanza. Then I moved to the next grade. When I moved to the next grade, next class, maybe you were studying in 8th class and now you are in 9th class. Then the child, the student is getting fear. Why? Maybe some teachers, they are not coming to your class and teach you in 9th class. Then you may be thinking that in 8th class, the teacher, that particular teacher might have taken care of you. But when you reach in 10th class, your relationship or bonding between you and the teacher will slowly fade or decrease. But this concept is always wrong. But I was wrong. We are still strong. But the bond between the teacher and the student is always very strong. Okay, let me read that stanza once again. Then I moved to the next grade. Boy, was I afraid that our trust would slowly fade. But I was wrong. We are still strong. Okay. Even though sometimes you don't have time, you know that the teachers are always busy, isn't it? And in a class, in a school, there are many students. The teacher may not give you a particular attention sometimes. So because he's always busy. Even though sometimes you don't have time, you at least ask me if I am fine. But when the teacher sees your sad face, when the teacher sees your face, he is going to ask you whether you are fine or not. Even though the teacher is very busy, he stops at you, seeing your face, he is going to ask you whether you are fine or not. Even though sometimes I am not. The children, the students, those who are studying in a school, they may not be fine all the time. Even though sometimes the child is not fine, I feel like I have just been shot. I feel like I have just been shot. It doesn't mean that the teacher took a gun and shot at you. Here, the teacher's asking whether you are fine or not. It is just like a magic. So that asking that sentence, whether the child is fine or not, the teacher asks. So it has some magic. It is just like a medicine to you. Even though you are very sad, the teacher's asking may make you feel more comfortable. You will become very happy when the teacher asks you whether you are fine or not, even though you were sometimes not good, not feeling well. When the teacher asks you whether you are fine or not, you may be getting a little happiness. I feel like I have just been shot. I smile and say, yes, I am all right, even though the child is not good. He smiles and says to his teacher that he is all right. Then I walk away and you are out of sight. Then the student may walk away and the teacher is out of sight. I will just have to wait. I still have my fate. I will just have to wait. I still have my fate. The teachers may be helping you until 10th class. After that, what happens? You will have to face your fate. If you have a good bond between you and your teacher, if you are keeping your relationships alive, what happens in the future? Also, you will be getting a lot of help from your teacher. The teacher may give you a lot of good advices when you are in need. So after schooling, you will have to face your fate. That is what this stanza means. So once again, let me read that stanza. Even though sometimes you don't have time, as I said earlier, the teacher may be very busy and he doesn't have time to spend a lot of time with you. You at least ask me if I am fine. But the teacher, what he does, he will stop at you, near you, and he will ask you whether you are fine or not. Even though sometimes I am not, even though sometimes the student may not be fine, but I feel like I have just been shot. When the teacher asks whether the student is fine or not, the student becomes happy because still the teacher considers him. Still the teacher considers him. I smile and say, yes, I am all right, even though the child is not feeling well. He says that he smiles and says to his teacher that he is all right, he is fine. Then I walk away and you are out of sight. Then the child walks away from the teacher and the teacher is out of sight. I will just have to wait. I still have my fate. Whatever happens, the child has to face his fate. Okay, move on to the next stanza here. I am so glad, I am very happy that you were there when I was sad. I am very happy because you were there. You helped me a lot when I was sad. So this is what happens in a school. When the child is sad, what you can do? You can go and talk to your teachers in an open manner. Openly, frankly, you have to tell your problems to your teacher. They are there to help you. They will never harm you. They're not going to humiliate you in any manner. So that you were there when I was sad. Whenever the students are sad, the teacher is there to make you comfortable. And this is what makes you. And this is what makes you not just my ninth grade teacher, my friend. So this is what makes my ninth grade teacher my best friend. So this poem says that the students can consider their teacher as their best friend. You can discuss everything with your teacher, whatever problems you are facing in your life, whatever problems you are facing in the school, that all you can discuss with your teacher and teacher will find you a solution. No need to worry. Okay, as I said, this is a very simple poem, isn't it? There is nothing hard to understand. It's very simple. It's about a relationship between a teacher and a student. When a student, as I said earlier, when a student comes to the school for the first time, he faces a lot of troubles and the student blindly trusts the teacher that the teacher is going to help him whenever he is experiencing something bad, and the teacher is giving him enough strength to fight for his rights. Teacher is the one who makes him a successful person in his life. You can take your teachers as your role models. Okay, did you all understand the concept of the poem? Okay, this poem is written on the basis of the point of view of a child, not a child, but a student. Okay, now I want somebody to read the poem. Just wait. Harshida, can you unmute? Harshida, read the first stanza.
Okay, sir. I had nowhere to turn, had nowhere to go. This is just something I think you need to know. I don't know what made me trust you. I still remember the day when I told you what I have been through. I thought I should run away, go hide in a hole, but then you really brought our my true soul.
It's not our, brought out my true soul.
Okay, sir.
You are the one who made me stronger. This is what he says. Okay. Shivani, can you? Okay, go ahead with the second stanza.
As each day grew longer, our trust became stronger. Each time I wanted to cry, you stayed there right by my side.
One more.
Very good.
Continue.
Then I moved to the next grade. Boy was afraid that our trust would slowly fade, but I was wrong. We are still strong.
Very good. Pradeep Pandey, can you?
Even though sometimes you don't have time.
Even though
Sometimes you don't have time, you at least ask me if I am fine. Even though sometimes I am not fine, I feel like I have just
Pradeep,
been shot.
this is not true. Even though, 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 even though,
Even though sometimes I'm not fine.
I feel like,
I feel
continue.
like I had just a shot.
Okay.
I feel some say yes, I'm right, all right. Then I walk away, you are short of night.
And you are out of
I will
sight.
just have a wait, and you are out of shirt. I will have to wait. I still have my fate.
Okay, very good. Let's find somebody. Wait, Shishan, can you?
I am so glad that you were there when I was sad. And this is what makes you not just my ninth grade teacher, but my friend.
Okay, very good. Prasanya, Shivanaga Prasanya, can you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait. Okay.
I had nowhere to turn, had nowhere to go. This is just something I think you need to know. I don't know what made me trust you. I still remember the day when I took you. I thought I should run away, go hide in a hole. But then you really brought out my true soul.
Okay, very good. Mute yourself. Suma.
As each day grew longer, our trust became stronger. Each time I wanted to cry, you stayed there right by my side.
Continue.
Then I moved to the next grade. Boy, was
Then
I
I
afraid.
moved to the next grade.
Then I moved to the next grade. Boy, was I afraid that our trust would slowly fade, but I was wrong. We are still strong. Even though sometimes you don't have time, you at least ask me if I am fine. Even though sometimes I am not, I feel like I have just been shot. I smile and say, yes, I'm all right. Then I walk away and you're out of sight. I'll just have to wait. I still have my fate. I'm so glad that you were there when I was sad, and this is what makes you not just my ninth grade teacher, my friend.
Okay, excellent. Very good.
Thank
Swati Priya. Swati Priya.
Yes, sir. I had nowhere to turn, had nowhere to go.
It's not nowhere.
Now, okay, sir. I had nowhere to turn, had nowhere to go. This is just something I think you need to know. I don't know what made me trust you. I still remember the day when I told you what I have been through. So I thought I should run away, go hide in a hole. But then you really brought out my true soul. As each day
Okay,
grew
fine.
longer,
That's enough. Sai Naresh, what about you? Can you read? Sai Naresh, can you unmute? Okay, continue. Read.
As you longer, our trust becomes stronger. Each time I want to cry, you stayed there right by my side.
Deepika, K. Deepika. Second stanza. As each day grew longer,
As each day grew longer, our trust became stronger. Each time I wanted to cry, you stayed there right by my side.
okay. Continue.
Then I moved to the grade, boy was I afraid that our trust would slowly fade, but I was wrong. We are still strong.
Okay, Asmat, can you unmute? Asmat, Hafiz, Hafiz, can you unmute?
Then I moved to the next grade. Boy was afraid that our trust would slowly fade, but I was wrong. We are still strong.
Continue.
When through sometimes you don't have time, you at least ask me if I am fine. Even though sometimes I am not, I feel like I had just been shot. I smile and says, "Yes, I am all right." Then I will, walk away, and you are outside of sight. I'll just have to wait. I still have my faith. I'm so glad then you were there when I was makes you not just my ninth grade teachers, my friend.
Okay, fine. Just let me mute everyone. And students, this is all about this lesson, and I request everybody to read this poem at least 4 or 5 times before you attend the next session. And in the next session, we will be going ahead with the C reading. This is B reading, right? In the next session, we will be going ahead with the C reading. And as I always advise you, you will have to read at least 2 or 3 paragraphs every day to improve your reading skills. Okay. Thank you all.